Hey, let's be real. Mastering your mind as a teen is like trying to tame a wild animal. It's exciting, unpredictable, and, let's face it, a little terrifying. But here's the twist. If you learn to harness the power of your mind, you can take control of your life. And not just now, but for decades to come. Most people don't realize that the habits you build today shape your future self. You can either create a healthy, confident version of you, or fall into patterns that lead to burnout, stress, and addiction. So if you're ready to unlock a life of purpose, let's dive in. In today's video, I'm giving you 5 game-changing tips to master your mind. This isn't about quick fixes or surface-level advice. These tips are designed to help you build mental strength, resilience, and clarity so that you're truly in control. Let's get into it. Tip 1. Control your inner dialogue. Imagine this. You're walking into a crowded room. Suddenly, a little voice in your head starts talking. They're all looking at you. They're judging you. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. Most of us have an inner dialogue that holds us back. But here's the truth. That voice, it's a liar. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy, and that depends entirely on what you feed it. Start paying attention to your self-talk. Are you lifting yourself up or tearing yourself down? When you catch yourself being overly critical, interrupt it. Ask yourself, would I talk to a friend this way? Changing your inner dialogue is like exercising a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger your confidence becomes. And once you're in control of your thoughts, everything else becomes a bit easier. So, now that we're on the same page, let's dive into the next tip. Tip 2. Practice delayed gratification. Alright, here's a challenge for you. Imagine you have 2 options. Option 1 is instant comfort, like scrolling TikTok for hours. Option 2 is the long game, like learning a skill that actually moves you closer to your dreams. The truth is, our minds crave quick rewards. It's biology. But here's the hack. Learning to delay gratification is one of the most powerful ways to master your mind. Think of it as brain training. Every time you choose to hold off on something, whether it's checking your phone during study sessions or saving that money instead of spending it, you're building mental resilience. So, the next time you're tempted to take the easy way out, remember this. Each small decision is either sharpening or dulling your mental strength. And speaking of strength, that brings us to our next point. Tip 3. Surround yourself with the right people. Here's something people rarely talk about. Mastering your mind is almost impossible if your environment is pulling you in the opposite direction. Ask yourself, are the people around you building you up or draining you? Are they helping you stay on track or pulling you toward bad habits? Surrounding yourself with the right people doesn't just make life better, it makes you better. Find friends who push you, who believe in you, and who aren't afraid to call you out when you're slipping. Now, here's the interesting part. Research shows that the people you spend the most time with can even influence how your brain functions. Stick around, because that's exactly what we're exploring in the next tip. Tip 4. Develop a growth mindset. Okay, so let's talk about something super important. Failure. Most people think that failure is the end of the story, but if you're able to view it as a stepping stone, failure actually becomes a tool. Developing a growth mindset means seeing every experience, even the hard one, as an opportunity to learn. And trust me, this is powerful. People who see challenges as chances to grow are proven to be more resilient, adaptable, and successful. Think of yourself like a video game character leveling up. You wouldn't want to be the same character from start to finish, right? So as you start embracing a growth mindset, you'll notice that setbacks aren't as scary as they used to be. And this takes us to our last tip, one that ties everything together. Tip 5. Practice mindfulness and reflection. Finally, let's talk about the practice of mindfulness. I know it sounds like one of those buzzwords, but hear me out. Mindfulness is simply training yourself to be fully present, noticing your thoughts without letting them control you. Imagine waking up each morning feeling calm, clear, and focused on what truly matters. That's what mindfulness can give you. Even just 10 minutes a day can reduce stress, increase focus, and make you more self-aware. Try setting aside a few minutes each day for quiet reflection or journaling. Write down what you're grateful for, what you're working toward, and what challenges you've overcome. This kind of daily check-in is like a reset button for your mind. And hey, think of it as quality time with the one person you'll be stuck with for life, yourself. Building these habits won't change your life overnight, but every small step you take moves you closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Let's wrap this up with some final thoughts. Mastering your mind isn't a one-time achievement. It's a journey, one that requires commitment, patience, and the courage to look inward. Remember, each small improvement, each challenge overcome, makes you stronger. Think about where you want to be 5 years from now. Who do you want to become? Every decision you make now, every little habit you build is shaping that future. Don't wait for tomorrow or next week.